Hey guys, I'm back with single issues, 7 of them. They're mostly from this week. Some are from previous weeks when I missed to mention them or to read them. So I will be talking about Art Ops number 8, about 4001 AD number 2, about Paper Girls number 6, Island number 7, Cinema Purgatorio number 2, and of course the two Rebirth heroes from DC Comics, Batman and Superman. And for you superhero fans out there, I will just kick it off with the superhero stuff so you can stop the video after that. So, how did they fare? Quite differently, I would say. So this is Batman by Tom King, Scott Snyder, and a new guy. At least I didn't know him. Michael Janin. And I have to say, I really enjoyed the artwork. I like how this guy is using space. You know, it's not crowded. It's a bit more graphical, and it's cool. I really liked it. And I mean, Tom fucking King, come on. This is like the man of the hour. He's such a good writer. And this is how you should do, transitions. I guess there is stuff wrapping up. I didn't read the new 52 Batman. But it's not in your face. For a new reader like me, it's like getting into, like jumping on a series which is well into, it's 100th number, but still being able to follow the action and what's happening. So you don't always need number ones. You just need issues like this where you just introduce fans to a concept. And this is what Tom King does perfectly well. And there's also a new character introduced here. At least I didn't know him. And there are some things hinted at for the next issues. So a lot of mysteries are laid out. It's such a good balanced issue and such a perfect jumping on point. And I have to say, I'm totally sold. I will be back for more. I subscribe Batman, and I think this will be a really good run. Tom King is the man. Okay. What about the other guy, Superman? Well, I didn't read a lot of New 52. Basically, I read almost none, just like the highlights, Wonder Woman, Animal Man, and stuff like that. But I did read the first chapter of Peter Tomasi's and Patrick Gleason's Batman and Robin. And I liked it. It was nice. It was capably written. And graphically it was really cool, and this is also very dynamic. I think this is a great artist for Superman. I really liked it, and I like the cover, and I hoped to like the story more, but basically there is no fucking story in here. It's just a wrap up of the previous run, and I couldn't care less because I didn't read it. So this is supposed to be introducing me as a new reader. The same problem that I had like with a main Rebirth book by Geoff Johns, that it's catering. I get it. I don't want to diss anyone. I get it. I get all the love from fans, from people who are in the cult already. But I really wanted to be part of the cult and to like it more. But I just didn't get all the hints and everything. So it's like, clapping up the Bible and start reading at page 412. You don't really get it. And it feels a little bit like, you already have a lot of wording in superhero comics, like, canonical and stuff like that. It feels more and more like it's about conserving some kind of cultish canonical thing, and not about exploring new concepts. And I think there are like super talented guys like Tom King who can still do it, you know, take an old character and make it look new and shiny. But this was like an information dump, and I will be back for number one because I really, really want to read a good superhero book, and I especially have a fondness for Superman since Grant Morrison wrote him in All Star Superman, and I like him. I like the superhero, the first one, but this was nothing for this did nothing for me. Okay, next one, Cinema Purgatorio number 2. It's the second issue of Alan Moore's led or heralded anthology series released by Avatar Press. And I told you last week that I would prefer heavy metal over this one. Now I'm not so sure anymore because the next chapter in Alan Moore's story was really, really good and got me hooked. The rest of the issue was okay, but I mean, you know, it's always hard like introducing 5 different stories with 10 pages or less, 8 pages each. I mean, what can you do with 8 pages? And now we're getting to know those worlds a little bit better, and I'm more intrigued, especially with Alan Moore's world. And I think I will be back for the next issue. It's a lot of money, you know. It's another $6 for in this case 8 or 10 good pages. But I really want to know what this is heading. And this is the problem with anthologies, you know. You have a lot of stories, and it's enough if one hooks you. It's most of the time, for me, it's worth the money in the end, because you just need this one thing that grabs you. And talking about anthologies, Island number 7, this grabbed me by the balls and just dragged me around. It was so fucking amazing. It's such a good anthology. It started out nicely, but it really grew on me. And it's they say it's put together by Brandon Graham and Emma Rios. You probably know them. Emma Rios from Pretty Deadly, Brandon Graham from The Prophet. So they're like releasing stuff with Image, doing some commercial stuff for the big two, but also releasing their creator-owned stuff. And they pick like the greatest and most, you know, hottest new artist for their anthology. And this is a perfect jumping on point. It has only 2 stories in this beautifully oversized format. I think it's $8. It's not super cheap, I admit, but it's so worth the money. I mean, I will just show you a few pages. It's so beautiful. This is the first part of Firebug, and I loved it. It's a great introduction to a whole world. So much happening in those, 20-30 pages. Super, super fun. And the second part of what up until now was like my favorite story, I have to look up who wrote it. It's by Matt Sheenan and Malachi Ward, and it's called Ancestor. It's a science fiction story, and it's fucking insane, and it's so super amazing. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I loved the drawings. I love the pacing. This guy can really tell a story, Malachi Ward, without words, just like sequential art. And I mean, look at this. It's so, so good. I got almost goosebumps when reading it. I couldn't stop. So this is a fantastic comic. You should give it a shot. Island number 7. Okay, we have Paper Girls number 6. Paper Girls is a phenomenon for me because I liked Saga, but I stopped with the second trade. I didn't love it. And I expected Paper Girls to be more of the same. And, I never subscribed to it. But whenever I'm in the shop and there is a new issue out, I have to buy it from the rack. Why? Because it's fucking entertaining. That's why. It's so well put together. Cliff Chunk is a great artist. kinetic, he's fun. He can do like characters really well and reactions. And it's important when you have an author like Brian K. Vaughan, who's all about, you know, human interaction, fun dialogues. You need an artist who can pull it off, you know. I mean, look at the cover. It's such a nice cover, and it's a really good book. And yeah, it's the first chapter of the second season of the second trade, and it was fun. All right, we have 4001 AD number 2 by Matt Kinn and Clayton Crane. I loved issue 1. It was great. Issue 2 was nice, but I mean, it's way too intense. The artwork is way too detailed. I mean, really, it's fantastic, but you would need like this thing in such a format to really enjoy it. And there is another problem. As much as I admire it and I think it's fantastic, it doesn't help when you read it, because you get stuck in every panel because you try to get all this information in, and it doesn't flow really well. And frankly, sometimes I don't get the action. I don't know what's happening because there is no real focus. Everything is so detailed that it's hard for me to understand what is happening. I really enjoyed Cafu's art on Rai, number 13, which I still recommend. Jump on board. Rai is a great series. And 4000 AD is also enjoyable. I really like the number 2, but I'm not as hooked as with number 1. Well, we'll see where this is heading. You should definitely check some value if you like superheroes. This is a fun superhero universe. It's not as big. It's not as, you know, there are not as many rules as in other universes. Canonical stuff. Those are like things that still expand and are new and fresh. And I have a good feeling about Valiant right now. I think they're doing really great work. Okay, Art Ops number 8. You know, Art Ops, another series which I just, you know, I stuck with it because I thought there is so much potential in it, and they're getting there. This is a great issue, also a great jumping on point. It's a first chapter, and I finally understood what this series is about. It's crazy. I mean, it's so in your face, but I didn't get it. You know, people who are hunting down art which escaped from its frame, and you know, it's a commentary on the arts market, which is basically an investor's market by now. Investors, collectors, but they're basically investors, just buy the stuff, put it away. Nobody gets to see it. Maybe once in 10 or 20 years they do a show, but most of the time the art is really packed away in a safe deposit somewhere. And yeah, I definitely agree. It needs to be freed from there. And this is getting more anarchic and fun, and it's like the Morrison book that we don't have right now. It's written like a Morrison book in the best way possible, and it's super fun to read it because the artwork is also nice. It's very pop arty, and yeah, you should give it a shot if you haven't by now. I don't know if it will last much longer. You know, this kind of book will be this is maybe like the last Vertigo book in this vein, because you may have heard of it. Gerard Way is coming to DC, and he will herald a new label, a new sub publishing thing called Young Animal, and Young Animal will publish those kind of books. So yeah, grab it while it's still Vertigo, because you know, Vertigo used to be like the best invention in comics, at least in my opinion. So okay, thank you for watching. I will be back with a haul video, I think towards the end of the week, and I will finish hopefully my European graphic novel by next week, and we'll review it then. You can subscribe to my channel here, and yeah, thanks for watching, and just come back next time. Bye bye.